Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 4 of my Quitting Social Media as a Teenage Loser series. Today is February the 1st of 2025, which means today I am officially 1 month into my journey without social media and cell phone addiction. A lot has happened in the past month, if I'm being honest. January was crazy. 2025 is off to a really weird start. I'm not really sure how to feel about the future right now, but we have a new president. TikTok just got banned for 10 hours, and then it was back all of a sudden, which was really weird. And especially with that happening after I quit social media, and just watching everybody who's addicted to TikTok try to cope with that scenario was it was awkward. It was cringy. I kind of felt bad for them. I think if I hadn't quit social media before this happened, I probably would have wanted TikTok to stay, even though it's always been the one social media platform that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole. No, but part of me felt bad for the people who were scared of losing TikTok, at least in the United States. But if I'm being blatantly honest, it was also just pathetic watching everybody get so worked up about it. There were people protesting, people crying and having panic attacks, people getting tattoos to commemorate the loss of TikTok like it was a real human being. It was really sad. For a brief minute there, I almost had hope that America as a nation would start to wake up and be like, wow, maybe if we're getting this upset over some dumb app, maybe social media isn't a good thing to have, and we should try and take a step back from it and try to live without it. At this point in my journey, I'm not trying to be the kind of person who really pushes everybody else to quit social media, because I don't care whether you're on there or not. Again, at least right now, that could be subject to change. By the end of this whole thing, I could be the most anti-social media person out there, but as of right now, it's only a personal thing. But anyways, enough about that. I have been more successful in finding more things to do and finding ways to pass the time. I finished reading The Killer's Wife. It was really good. There were a lot of twists and turns throughout the story, especially towards the end. That was totally shocking. But now I've moved on to a different book that Jeanette McCurdy, known from iCarly, wrote, called I'm Glad My Mom Died, I think it was called. I bought a copy of it when it came out 2 or 3 years ago, but I never got around to reading it because I didn't care enough to read at the time. But then I just noticed it on my bookshelf in my room the other day, and I figured I would pick it up. And I'm only 30 pages in right now, but it's really captivating and also really sad. Don't let the title fool you. That title sounds like a selfish thing to say, but I'm not that far into the book, and I already know Jeanette McCurdy had plenty of good reasons to feel that way about her mom. It was a really tragic story. But anyways, I've been reading, I've been watching more movies, I've been creating more art. I actually completed all the levels in Where's My Water recently, and now that it's all done, I have nothing else sucking me into my phone anymore, which I guess is a good thing. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this already this soon into my quitting social media series, but I've already gotten to the point where I don't like being on my phone anymore. I'll text people, I'll call people, I'll use Google Maps, I'll listen to music, but that's really all I'm using my phone for at this point, which is just unbelievable. I used to spend so many hours a day on this thing, and now I'm barely using it at all. And when I am, I'm tired of it. I hate looking at a screen. I like looking at my TV screen and my computer screen, but I'm getting tired of my phone, which is crazy. I've also gotten to the milestone of starting to question whether I even need to have a phone anymore. I mean, being that I'm still in high school and I'm still a kid, I do need to have my phone with me when I'm at school and when I'm out and about driving around and everything, so that my parents can know where I am. But there have been times where I'm in class and I instinctively sneak into my backpack and check if I have any notifications. And then I question, do I even need to be checking? Do I even need to be on this thing at all? Do I need to have it with me? And other than keeping in touch with my parents, I feel the general answer is no, which is just a weird realization to come to. And I've started to think about how there are so many like generations of people who came before me that didn't have phones or the internet or social media in their lives at all. And you know, the Gen Zer in me starts to question like, oh my God, how did they live? So because of this, I've started doing a thing where like basically whenever I'm at home or just like on the weekends, I like to lock my phone away and just like not use it at all so that it's like out of sight, out of mind. And it really does work that way. Like for the first few times I did this, the only like conscious thought going on in my head was, I don't have my phone with me. I don't have my phone with me. Oh my gosh. But now it's just like, okay, I can go do other things. I can focus my energy into creative and productive efforts rather than just like scrolling all day, no matter what it is that I'm scrolling through. And I've noticed that when I don't have my phone with me, I feel happier and I can get more done. I'm still working on like lengthening my attention span. I know I said in the last video that it has improved a bit, but I'm still trying to like get it back to the normal length it was at like when I was a little kid or something, before I had any devices of my own at all. And also lately, now that I've spent so much time away from Instagram in particular, I've been thinking about what I've been missing. Like, I hate the term FOMO. I don't even know why, but I have been like experiencing that. Now, whenever I'm sitting next to somebody or behind somebody who has their phone out and they're scrolling through social media, suddenly I like get like a little kid where I'm staring over their shoulder like, hey, you got games on that phone? And I just like can't stop looking at whatever they're doing, whose stories they're checking out, what memes they're seeing. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen a meme in like 3 weeks. That's so weird. That's really weird to think about. I used to look at dozens of memes a day. Now I haven't seen one in so long, and yet my sense of humor is still here. I still have things to laugh about. But anyways, it's kind of made me miss social media a little bit. And keep in mind, I did delete Instagram, but I never deleted my account. So like instinctively, there's still that part of my brain that's wondering like, how many followers do I still have? What are the current stats on all of my old posts? And I'm also wondering like, has anybody hacked my account? So there have been a few moments here and there where I've wanted to log back in and just check and make sure everything's okay. But there's also the factor of, why do I care? Why do I need to see if everything's okay? I'm not even part of it anymore. Like, why bother? And that has made me consider deleting my old account because I don't need it for anything anymore. You know, the only reason I kept it was in case I ever need to log back in for whatever reason. But now that I think about it, I don't know if there are any reasons. At this point in time, I can't think of a reason why I would need to be there. It's not good for me. It doesn't make me feel truly happy. I was actually talking to a friend recently about how I've been doing so far without social media, and at one point this person said that it sounds like I'm craving dopamine, and I don't know much about like how the brain works, but that definitely sounded right. I do know for a fact that I feel better without social media, especially after 1 month. Like, I can confirm with you, life is starting to improve. It's just like outside stress with like college and whatever that's getting me down. To properly answer my own question though, sometimes I miss social media, but sometimes I don't. It's really only when it's right in front of me that I miss it. But when I'm thinking about it on my own, I really don't miss social media. And I've learned by now that I am doing much better without it. You know, back in episode 1, I mentioned that the day before I deleted Instagram and everything, I reached out to a bunch of people and asked for their phone numbers so that we can still keep in touch. And I just realized the other day, I have barely texted any of those new contacts I gained on January 1st. I haven't really been texting people as much unless I like need to. I've also been doing more like in-person communicating as well, which is really good. We don't talk face to face enough anymore, I feel like. Even before I quit social media, I knew that. Like, it's so important to actually learn how to socialize for real and not just like stalk somebody online to see what they're doing. It might not feel easier, but it really is not that hard to just sit down next to somebody and say, what have you been doing lately, and actually have a meaningful conversation with them rather than just like digging through social media, finding their profile, requesting to follow them, then looking through all their old posts, checking their story. It's just so much simpler to say, hi, how are you? You know? I know I sound like an old man saying that, but It's true. Anyways, what I was trying to say is that a lot of this has made me realize that a lot of the people in my life who I thought were friends were actually like not friends. They're just people who somehow I know their face, I know their name, and I know what they do every single day and how they've been, and yet I can't remember the last time I spoke to them face to face. It's kind of sad. I think being online and having this presence made me feel more popular than I am, and now I'm starting to realize that I don't have as many friends as I thought I did. Like, just because we follow each other doesn't mean we're friends. I think friendship is more defined by how often you actually like communicate and hang out and do things together and what you have in common, rather than just mutually following each other online. So anyways, on that sad note, I would like to set my goal for the next video, which is 3 months without social media now. I think my next goal is going to be keeping in touch with friends better. I have a phone right in front of me and I can use it to text people or call them and ask to hang out. And clearly I'm not doing that enough if I feel so lonely right now.
Stefan's single right now. He doesn't have a Valentine. Oh.
So I think my goal for 3 months without social media will be getting back into the swing of regularly hanging out with people, because as a society, we need to be more connected physically rather than just texting and hanging out online. So I think that's all I've got for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in episode 5, which should be out around like, I don't know, April Fool's Day. Please subscribe, hit the bell, stay tuned with this series. I promise you're going to enjoy the rest of it, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.